Hello, and welcome to the third video in the Tek-CARE 700 training series. I'm Brian Gershio, Product Support Manager here at TekTone, and in this video we'll go through the setting up of the CT701 serial to IP converter on your network. Be sure and consult with the facility's IT department before making any changes to the network settings on the Tech Bridge or placing the CT701 on the facility LAN. The first thing we will need to do is configure the CT701 using a web browser. During normal operation, the CT701 will be connected to the Tech Bridge over the facility's local area network, but for our configuration purposes, connect the CT701 directly to the facility LAN network port on the rear of the Tech Bridge using a standard Ethernet patch cable. Plug in the power adapter included with the CT701 to power the unit on. Once the CT701 is powered on and connected to the facility LAN port, click Start. In the search box, type CMD and press Enter. A command window will appear. Type in ipconfig/all and press Enter. Scroll through the list that appears until you see the Ethernet adapter facility LAN list. Note the current IP address assigned to the Tech Bridge. This IP address will be needed to configure the CT701. Next, click Start, then Control Panel. Navigate to Network and Internet, Network and Sharing Center, and then click on Change Adapter Settings. Double-click on Facility LAN. In the window that appears, ensure that IPv6 is not selected. Double-click on IPv4 to bring up the Properties window. We will be changing the IP address settings of the Tech Bridge temporarily to communicate with the CT701. Before changing any settings, be sure and note the current settings in this window. In our case, the Tech Bridge is set to obtain an IP address automatically. Your machine will likely be set up differently. The current settings in this window will be restored after the CT701 has been configured. Note that the default IP address of the CT701 is 192.168.2.1. In order to communicate with the CT701, type in an IP address on the same subnet as the CT701's default IP address. We are using 192.168.2.50. Click in the subnet mask area to autofill the fields. Then click OK on both open windows. Minimize the adapter settings window. We will be going back to it shortly. Next, open a web browser and type the IP address of the CT701 into the address bar and press Enter. The CT701 login screen will appear. The username is admin and the password is system. Press OK to log in. Once you are in the main menu of the CT701, there are a few settings that need to be changed in order for it to communicate with the Tek-CARE 700 network on the LAN. First, click on UART control. Change the mode to RS-485, the baud rate to 115/200, set the character bits to 8, parity type to none, stop bits to 1, and hardware flow control to none. Ensure that none of the delimiter options are checked. Click Update to write the settings to the CT701. Next, click TCP mode in the navigation menu. On the screen that appears, ensure that all the settings are defaulted as shown. Finally, click on the administrator settings in the navigation menu. We will be changing the IP address of the CT701 to communicate on the facility's local area network. Coordination with the facility IT department will be necessary to ensure that the facility LAN is not interfered with. For our example, we are assigning the CT701 an IP address of 10.1.30.247 to work with our in-house LAN. Change the gateway to match the IP address. Ensure that the IP configuration is set to static so that the IP address of the CT701 does not change. Click the Update button to send the new settings to the CT701, and then the Reset button on the next page. Next, go back to the Adapter Settings window to change the IP address settings of the Tek bridge back to the previous configuration. In our case, this is simply going back to the IPv4 properties and selecting Obtain Address automatically. Your system will be different. At this point, the CT701 can be disconnected from the Tek bridge and installed on the facility LAN. Remember to reconnect the facility LAN cable to the rear of the Tek bridge. After restoring the IP settings, go back to the web browser and type the IP address that was assigned to the CT701 into the address bar of the browser. You should be able to connect to the CT701 over the facility network. If you cannot connect, verify the IP settings of the Tek bridge and consult with the IT department of the facility the equipment is being installed in. If desired, you can log in and check that the CT701 has retained its settings. Next, we will install the software used by the CT701 and the Tek-CARE 700 system in the virtual COM port that will be assigned to the CT701. Browse to the folder titled vCOM for XP, Vista 7 and 8. Double-click the vCOM setup file to begin installation. Install both the vCOM software and the WinPCAP software. Be sure that the box to automatically start the WinPCAP driver at boot time is checked. After both pieces of software are installed, double-click the vCOM icon in the desktop. Select COM Mapping in the Utilities menu and click the Add button. vCOM will attempt to find the CT701 on the network. If no CT701 is found, recheck the IP settings of the Tek bridge and the CT701. In the list that appears, select the CT701. The fields below will autofill. You can customize the COM port number assigned to the CT701. The software will not allow the CT701 to be assigned to a COM port that already exists. For this demonstration, we chose to use COM10. Click OK to create the virtual COM port. Note that even after closing the program, vCOM continues to run in the system tray. The CT701 is now ready for use. Continue on to the next video to complete system configuration and programming.